Thank God this hurricane shit is over with. I was about this close from punching someone in the dick. Hey guys, what's going on? I hope everybody has had a fantastic week. I'm sorry it has taken so long to get a video out. This is the longest I have ever gone in the history of this channel without doing a video. But it's kind of hard to when you have a natural disaster going on. I am also sick as a dog right now, so I apologize if I am not the most energetic person in the room. Actually, I'm the only person in the room. So I figured I would tell you guys a little bit about what happened this last week and kind of give you guys some insight into what police do during a hurricane. As you guys know from the last video, Hurricane Irma came barreling through, so every police department in the area was scrambling together to get everything situated. Usually whenever there's a natural disaster or something major going on that warrants a state of an emergency, it's the department's responsibility to come up with a emergency operations plan. And this is basically going to tell every officer where they need to be, what areas you're going to be assigned to, what your duties are going to be. One of the first things they do is they set a schedule. What is the schedule going to be during this natural disaster? What's it going to be before and after? Are we going to be doing more of a rescue or more of a recover? Whether you're a detective, drug squad, training division, recruiting division, doesn't matter. You're going to be on the street doing patrol. So originally I was very excited about this. I know, I'm weird, I like bad weather. But as time progressed, I started figuring out how quickly this whole operation was going down the drain. Last week I went out and I bought a ton of supplies. A bunch of stuff was already off the shelf because other people were trying to get supplies for their families. So I got stuff like MREs, water purification systems, I got fire starters. There's a whole list of things that I got. I spent a ton of money on this damn prep equipment, basically. The shitty part was I ordered most of this stuff from Amazon, and then Amazon delayed all of it. So now I had to go out and buy separate items. So I'm gonna have a bunch of shit coming from Amazon soon that I don't even really need. But when it comes to prep stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those crazy preppers, but when it comes to stuff like being prepared, you really can't have too much. So I don't want to be like a prep hoarder, but at the same time, I think it's good to have some supplies to kind of get you through a week or two if you need to without power or anything else. So I ended up buying like a hand crank phone charger that has like AM FM radio, NOAA radio. It's got like a flashlight and stuff built into it. Well, of course, that was delayed. Would have been nice to have. Then on top of getting all the supplies that I needed for some prep work, I then had to put family up in a hotel. Hotels are horrible about this. Whenever there's like a natural disaster, they jack up their prices because everybody in the surrounding areas is going to want to stay there. It's all about money, and I get that, but this is a natural disaster. Come on, it's not the Braves game. So basically, it all started with the department announcing that we were going to be switching to 12-hour shifts. Everybody was going to be on 12-hour shifts. You're either day shift or your night shift. 7A to 7P or 7P to 7A. I got picked for night shift. 12 on, 12 off, no days off until further notice. So instead of the usual 9 or 10 people that are on the streets, we had anywhere between like 45 to 60 people on the street at any given time. And luckily with so many of us in unmarked cars, we were able to catch a lot of people trying to break into shit, and it's sad. It's sad that people take times like this to take advantage of other people. I think I said that in my last video. But anytime someone called in something suspicious, the captain would tell unmarked units to start heading towards that area. Because like I said, you could see a marked car from a mile away. But we had people in compact cars and trucks and all that stuff, so we were able to catch a lot of these looters in the act. And that part of it was actually a very good game plan. So briefing usually started every night at about 6:40, and it involved cramming 50 officers into a very tiny room. And I learned after the first day, you might want to get there at about 5:50 so you can get a seat. Then they basically spent like 10 minutes giving you a uniform guideline. Like there's a hurricane coming and you're worried about the color of my pants. I wasn't planning on wearing pink. So a day or two before the storm, they then tell us we were going to be under 24-hour emergency operations. 24-hour emergency operations mean you are getting paid around the clock, and now you are required to stay in a certain area. The problem is not that we were told where we needed to be. The problem was they were threatening people with write-ups and pay docking if they went home. You can't even go home to check on your stuff. So they basically put us in cots and these like little inflatable air mattresses that very much resembled pool floaties. I woke up at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the day before the storm now. Day before the storm, keep in mind. No emergency right now. I woke up at about 1 o'clock. I get up and I come up with a bright idea. You know what? This might be my last chance to get some laundry done before this hurricane. let me do my stuff so I don't smell like shit. So I haul ass home. I do laundry. I get like one last hot shower because I know it's going to be a while before I can get one. And I come back. Well, on my way back, a buddy of mine's texting me. He's like, hey, about an hour after you left, one of the lieutenants came in and did a head count. He wanted to make sure everybody was where they're supposed to be. I'm like, really? What else did he say? He said, well, the people that weren't here are probably looking at disciplinary action and your pay is going to be docked. That's what you're worried about during a natural disaster, whether or not I went home to wash my pants. They didn't like that I left, but fuck it, I had shit to do. So finally the storm hits. It gets here. It blows. It wasn't until an officer's truck was sliding sideways from a tornado that they figured, maybe we should call them in. So everyone hauled ass to the station, except me, of course, because I wanted to see the storm, so I took the scenic route. The moment I got to the station was the moment I was so glad that I was in a specialized division, be it CID. When I got to the station, that briefing room was like 80 degrees. It was crammed with a bunch of grumpy people. So I went back into CID, and it was dark. It was quiet. It was like 70 degrees. It was perfect. And I had internet. Best thing ever. So I'm trying to keep track of what's going on with the storm and how long this is going to last. Well, most of the officers that were taking shelter at the station left all of their equipment at the gymnasium, which is across town. So nobody had any pillows. Nobody had any beds. Except this guy. I brought everything with me. I set up my cot. I put it under my desk. I know you guys wanted pictures of a pillow fort. But as luck would have it, of course, I spend like an hour getting my setup ready, and they're like, okay, the storm's died down enough. We're going back to the gymnasium. So, of course, I don't bring everything with me. I just grab a sheet, I grab my pillow, haul ass to the gym, and we're laying there. Finally, I was able to get some sleep, dude. Like, I was so exhausted by this point, I didn't care what I slept on. So I passed out on one of these little pool floaties, and I was out for the rest of the day. And that's all it was. It was constant rotations, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The one funny thing that happened during the hurricane, one of the public works guys, he went to the back door and he tried to open the door because he wanted to see how strong the wind was. So he like cracks the door and gets yanked. Well, his hat flies off and goes like flying down the hallway. And luckily by the end of all this, we kind of had a system going. When we got to the gymnasium every day, a lot of times the firefighters would have a hot breakfast for us, just some eggs, biscuit. By like day 4 of this, like none of us had any clean clothes. Like we were having to wear the same shit again. The frustrating part about a natural disaster when it comes to a police department is you have a whole bunch of people with type A personalities that all want to be in charge. They all want to be in charge of something. There were supervisors assigning CID and drug squad units as primary zone units. That's what patrol is for. We are here for backup. So, I mean, that was it. We were out every night, and after midnight, the curfew was in. We had curfew from, I think it was midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning, and if you were out and about, you were going to get stopped by one of us. We flooded the streets, and it was cool seeing everybody come together, but by the end of it, we were so over it. Like, we were so ready for our families to come home, and we were just nasty, just dirty all the time. We were tired. Come like 3 o'clock in the morning, dude, we're all just quiet on the radio. Like, nobody wants to do anything. I am very glad that experience is over, and of course, now today is my first day off, and I had to wake up sick. So, I am sick as a dog right now. I chugged some Dayquil earlier, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Good enough to put up a video. I had to put up a video today. I know it's been like a week now. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was nothing super exciting today. I just kind of want to fill you guys in on what's been going on the past week. It's been an interesting ride. I am reminded why I don't miss patrol when I do patrol, between supervision and just the BS calls. It makes me appreciate CID. But that is it for today. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you guys have ideas for video topics, please put them in the bottom. I am so desperate for topics right now, dude. My brain is just shot. I have no idea what I want to talk about. But that is it. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you guys very, very soon.